it seems like whenever we get to the depth of a really good conversation, that's when YouTube pulls the plug. Very interesting. Apparently, they don't want to have rational talking or rational thoughts on things. They would like to keep up the nonsense and keep people all fighting each other. See, this is what I find ridiculous too, that we're fighting over if this thing is real or not real when people are being affected and people are dying. The severity of it, I mean, you know what? I don't know the actual number as far as the severity goes. I really don't. I don't claim to know what the actual severity of the numbers are. Again, let me say real quickly, if we have another interruption, I will be back. I'll get right back on as soon as I possibly can, just so you guys know. It's what we got to deal with, unfortunately, and it's part of the game that YouTube likes to play, and so that's what we deal with. Do you think China will invade the U.S.? No, Steve 88, I do not, and I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you exactly why. Unless we are completely disarmed in this country, I don't think any country would be stupid enough to try to invade us, because there's way too many of us out here that are armed, that are ready to do what we need to do to defend ourselves and our families and our country. Okay, here's the funny thing. Okay, outsiders look at Americans, and we'll talk about this for a second. They think we're nuts. We're crazy. We're fighting ourselves all the times, right? All the time we're fighting each other over race, religion, politics, abortion, whatever it is. We're fighting each other constantly here in this country, absolutely constantly. But I'm going to tell you what will happen, okay? As an American, I will tell you what will happen. The first minute a foreign boot is on the ground trying to cause harm to Americans, we will come together as Americans and we will stop a mud hole in their butt. That's what we will do. Prepper Chris 1/3 of all citizens cannot be helped with their hold on a second. Loneliness. 1/3 of all U.S. citizens cannot help their loneliness. I think that's what you're saying. Well, thank you for that donation. Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are having issues. A lot of people are having issues with everything that's going around, and it's sad. It really is sad. I mean, it's like, I believe. Let's see. Hey, Gigi, we could be attacked via EMP. Prepare for that. Oh yeah, no. You know what? Now that's a whole nother kettle of fish, Gigi. If they attacked us with an EMP, all I got to do is sit back and let us kill each other, and we would. That we would do too, because that's the way it goes. That would be, and I said this many, many eons ago. If I was an enemy of the United States, I would take out the power grid, and then I would sit back and let nature take its course, because that's what would happen. You would see a great reduction of people in this country in a hurry. An EMP is an electromagnetic pulse. Electromagnetic pulse. So that could come from a solar flare off the sun, or it could be from a nuclear nuclear detonation from space. Man, I could not get that out. So yeah, that's but anyway, I especially with the situation that's going on right now, the people that live in the cities, that you can't really get out and go for a walk or get outside and do something, anything. I feel bad for those people right now. I really, truly do, because at least where I'm at, I can get out in my yard. I can do whatever I want to do. If I want to go for a walk, I mean, when I went for the walk the other day and I showed you guys on video, we saw one car the whole time I was walking. That's normal up where I'm at. There's very, very little traffic. JJ said China has already invaded and the results are happening now. That could be. Mr. Rose, Ed, my daughter's Kayla is watching. She says hi. Well, Kayla, hon, I hope you feel better. Get rested, get over that virus, and I hope you're doing well, and good luck, okay? And take care of your dad, because I'm sure your dad's probably in worse shape than you are, so watch out for your dad. Hey, Tam, ACME Rockets, anyone? Yeah, Acme Rockets, there you go. Oh, my God, that's funny. But even like with what JJ was saying there, that they're already here. There's always been an attack on the American way of life. People don't like it. They don't like it. And it's been going on for a long time. situations like what's happening right now, it's an excuse to use to usher in, and everybody wants to use the term the New World Order. That there is talk of different things like that. There really is. Let's see. War with China equals cheap real estate. War of the giants. Yeah, well, we're the two biggest kids on the block. So eventually, two biggest kids on the block are definitely going to have to, duke it out at some point. And again, if it depends. I see a lot of it's going to depend on how this whole thing plays out. Again, a lot of people are blaming China because where did it come from? It came from China. Okay. Does that mean that all the Chinese people are horrible, terrible people? Of course not. Okay. But there are people in the political government, just like the way our government is. Okay. There's good and bad people in our government. There's good and bad people, I'm sure, in the Chinese government as well. And any government in the world that you go to, there's going to be good or bad. And people have, evil people do not like freedom. Mike Knife just said that. Exactly. They want control. They want to completely and totally control you. And if you willingly give up your rights, like we did after 9/11, when they put in the Patriot Act. And I want people to remember something. The Patriot Act was written long before 9/11 happened. Think about that. Think about that. So you want to talk about governments working against you and not for you. Okay. And then what did we do? We said, oh, yes, please take my rights, spy on me, let me be arrested with no due process or whatever the case may be, whatever we allowed to happen, wiretapping, because, you could be a terrorist, heaven forbid, and it's just craziness. And we just gave up those rights like nothing. Prepper Artie Franklin, people need to buy more food preps now. Yes, I absolutely agree. I think things are going to get much, much worse. That is my opinion. Okay. And here's something I want you guys to think about. When you compound what's going on with the virus with what's going on with the economy, and you put them together, that makes it that much worse. Okay. I just read that a tremendous amount of truck drivers were laid off. Now let's think about this for a second. Okay. You have all these restaurants all over the country are shut down. Think about how much food was shipped daily to these restaurants. And now it's not. They're not even getting close to what they were getting before. So now that need for those truck drivers is not there. Okay. So a lot of truck drivers are being laid off, which is a travesty. It really is. It's a terrible thing. We're in trouble, folks. We're in big, big trouble. And I think a lot of people are just going to sit there with their rose-colored glasses on and not realize it. I will always encourage you, prepare. Get ready as best that you possibly can. I see bad times coming. I really, really do. And if you think this is bad now, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I really, truly do. I think it's going to get much, much worse. And I'm not a gloom and doomer, so please don't think that. I wish everything would be fine. I wish life would be wonderful for everybody, and they could follow their hopes and dreams and have a great life. But the reality is what you see before you, and I see what's coming. Food shortages are going to be coming. You're going to have, issues. And when there's not enough food around the world, and the worst part is we could grow enough food to feed everybody. That's the worst part. Hey, Prepper Artie Franklin. Hold on a second. Reopening the economy won't kill off the virus. You're exactly right. It absolutely will not. And actually, it'll end up making it spread that much faster. Hey, Prepper Chris 1. The reality is we can't win a war with China, and they can't win against us. We'll end up nuking each other. They're hardened against EMP, and our military is too. Yeah, well, we definitely have areas that are EMP hardened. They're absolutely correct on that, and so do they. So, the people that are going to suffer are all of us, all the small fries out here that they could care less about anyway. That's what I think people don't understand either. They don't care about you. Anybody ever listen to George Carlin? And he talks about your owners. He talks about the owners and how they don't care about you. They don't care about you. You have to be proactive and help yourselves. Okay. I will always encourage you guys not to be victims. I don't want you to be victims. I want you to be as ready as you possibly can be. Get ready. We don't know when the final straw is going to happen. What's the final thing going to be? Any of that type of stuff. But Carlin was a man before his time, but he had it right on the money. He really, truly did. But yeah, it's a big club and you ain't in it. Exactly. It's a big club and we're not in it. So, but yeah, I just, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Again, and I'm going to say, if they come up with a vaccine, will I take it? Absolutely not. I don't want Heather to take it either. I don't want my son to take it. I would encourage any of my family members not to take it. I don't trust them. And who is them? Big Pharma and the people that want to control everything. I don't trust them because they do not have our best interest at heart. You look at what happened with these different experimentations that have happened around the world. Let's think about this. I want you to think about, let's go back in the United States in not even ancient history, was back in the 40s, I believe it was, when I think it was in Alabama. The government said, we're going to help all these people with, their medical. So all the black folks, we're going to help them get their medical squared away, right? So all these people went there voluntarily, got their shots, and the government infected, I think it was like 4,000 men with syphilis. So think about that and use them as an experimentation to experiment to see the effects of what that did. Is that a government that gives a crap about you? No. So that's what I say when I say wake up, pay attention, okay? Hey, Prepared Grunt, I agree, and yet I'm forced back to work to wait for the second wave. Everyone I talk to at my gym thinks, hold on a second. Everyone I talk to at my gym thinks wave 2 won't come till the fall, and it's over for now. It's not even fully amped up yet. Thank you very much for that. I'm sorry that you had to go back to work. That sucks. But, yeah, I think that we're in for some really hard times. And I think the second wave will come in the fall, but I don't think it's ever going away the first time. Ty Sherwood, the most terrifying words in the English language, I'm here from the government and I'm here to help. Yeah, exactly. Artie Franklin, please explain to people more so they truly understand how crucial it is to get out of stores now and buy food and get out to stores now and buy food and supplies. All right, we can talk about that, Artie Franklin. You're right. Everybody's getting their stimulus checks, okay? I would encourage you to take that money and buy preps, get food, get seeds if you can get them still, get your canned goods, get your beans and rice, get whatever you can, get your spices, get your flour, your sugar, your wheat, whatever you can get, okay? Prepare, be ready. Get stuff that you like. Get it in your rotation. Get anything that you can get at this point in time and be as ready as you possibly can be. Things are not going to get better. I really don't think they're going to get better. The economy may open back up again. You're going to see a spike in the numbers again. And then what is the government going to do? Think about that. This is not going to be over with in a blink of an eye. This is the number. Okay, so in New York City, the numbers are going down. But that's only, there's there in a couple other places that the numbers are actually going down. But they still have new cases every day. They're having more new cases than they're discharging. So think about that too, okay? So when you continue to add more and more and more, and you're not discharging enough people, it ends a strain on the system, and it just continues to get worse. Hey, Full of Hope, Ed sent you an email. Get tooth repair kits. Yes, that's another thing. Your teeth are very, very important as well. So definitely need to get tooth repair kits as well. But again, I would encourage you guys to, if you want to get freeze-dried foods, get freeze-dried foods. Now, obviously, on my website, preppernurse1.com, you go there, you click on store, it drops down, it says Legacy Foods. You can get freeze-dried foods there. What they have available right now is what I have up. If you order something, I get your orders in right away, and you can get them. Now, if you don't like Legacy, okay, there's all kinds of other things out there that you can get. You can get Augustin Farms, Mountain House, My Patriot Supply. I don't care which one you get, guys. I really, truly don't. As long as you're doing something to help yourself. Now, I will say about Legacy, largest portion size of any of the other ones. That is an absolute fact. GMO-free, 25-year shelf life. But I think they all have the 25-year shelf life. Grand Solar Minimum is starting. Food will have... hold on a second. Let me go back here. Food will have to be grown indoors in the future. Yeah, Gigi, I think you're 100% right with that. You're going to be looking at a lot of greenhouses and that type of stuff. And thank you for that donation. Mr. Rose, use stimulus at Gordon's, number 10 cans included. Very good. Glad to hear that. Very good to hear. And thank you for the donation as well. Prepared Grunt. I was wondering if you could review my content and if I could get some pointers. Can I send you another email if you like? Yeah, please do. Send me your link again. I probably subscribed to you, I think, already. But yeah, do that, and I will definitely check that out for you. And thank you very much for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. But again, guys, just if you can get fruit trees and get fruit trees planted wherever you are, do that. Raspberry, I'm going to tell you, raspberry bushes, red raspberries, black raspberries, don't matter which one. You put those things in the ground, they grow like crazy, okay? They will grow and grow and grow. They're great to have. So I encourage people to get those as well because, again, there's another source of food, all right? Anything that you can do, be proactive. Get the blueberry bushes, elderberry bushes so you can make elderberry syrup, all those different types of things. Do everything that you can to help yourself. I mean, we just added 4 more trees this year to the homestead, okay? And if you're going to get trees, I would definitely encourage you to get the older, more mature trees because otherwise you're going to be waiting forever for fruit. So, there's a lot of different ways that you can make a buck stretch a long, long way. Dollar store, I mean, you can get beans and stuff like that, pinto beans and stuff like that, $1 a pack. They get black beans in there. I've seen them in there before. So, there's definitely ways to get a lot of food and not have to spend a tremendous amount of money to do it, okay? I did want to say, too, real quick on my website at preppernurse1.com, we have the Prepper Nurse 1 community. So if you go to preppernurse1.com, you'll see PN1 community. You click on that. You subscribe. It does not cost anything. It is absolutely free. You do have to register, but it is free. It's no credit card information is asked or anything like that. So definitely go there. Take advantage of that. It's a good resource for like-minded people, okay? Eat what you store what you eat. Terry Sanson. Yeah, exactly. Definitely stock up on things you like. Get your comfort foods. I am absolutely 100% for comfort foods, but get things that you like to eat. Like, I'm going to tell you what, bean and bacon soup, chicken noodle soup, vegetable beef, chicken and rice soup. I like all of those, okay? I like to take rice in the thing and then put cream of mushroom soup in there and then cut up some chicken and put that together. Man, that is awesome. That is an awesome meal for not a lot of money. It's another opportunity to take advantage of that so that you can get something decent to eat. Again, get things that you like to eat. Stock up big time. That's my advice. Rice is a great starter with any of that type of stuff. Load up on that as much as you possibly can. I would definitely encourage you guys to do that because, like I said, I think rough times are coming. And, this is just the start of it. I really believe this is just the start. If the government ends up trying to really, truly lock everybody down, what if, now we're going to run a scenario real quick. And actually, guys, we're at 1.1 in the chat. We got 287 thumbs up. Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that to show support for the channel, I would appreciate that. It helps with the algorithms and stuff, too. So thank you ahead of time for doing that, and I appreciate it. Artie Franklin, Ed, please. Speak of the value of sewing kits. Yes. Think about the fact that after a major event, there's no more clothes to get anywhere, okay? There might be some here and there, but you're not going to be able to go to the store anymore and get more stuff. Having sewing kits and being able to repair your own clothes, shoe repair kits as well, being able to repair shoes. You're going to wear through those shoes. Think about how long it takes to go through a pair of sneakers or a pair of boots. Especially if you're active. If like when I'm doing stuff here, I'll go through a pair of boots every year, easy, with no problem whatsoever. So having extra shoes, having extra ways to repair those shoes, get extra soles, extra shoe laces. Think about that. Think about when you tear through a pair of shoelaces. Now all of a sudden you got these shoes that are still decent, but your shoelaces are shot. Now I know what we do. What we do is we tie them off and continue to use them. But it's cheap. Laces are cheap. Go get another pair of laces. Nose picking. Rachel English asked for advice on buying land for homesteading, what to look for. Okay, what I would suggest thank you for the donation too, by the way, and thanks for that question. If you're going to go buy land, what I would suggest is if you can get an owner finance for raw land, because if you get raw land, a bank is not going to give you a loan. That's absolute fact. So you may not have the money to be able to just dump out, $10,000 or $15,000 in one shot. But if you can get a landowner that's selling a piece of property or a piece of land, and if you give them a couple grand down and do like a 3-year deal, a private deal, where all with lawyers, make sure you got your lawyer involved, but do it that way. And then you have, it's like a land contract. That would be the best way to do that. Hey, bud, lives abroad, sailboat, just keep moving. Yeah, there you go. Live abroad and sail. Yeah, well, you could do that too, but then you're dealing with pirates and everything else, and they'll be out there as well, because the Coast Guard wouldn't be anymore. So that's something else as well to think about. But anyway, and thank you so much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. But with getting land, the farther out you get to, the less restrictive the rules are going to be. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking to be able to get to your property, do what you want to do, and not get a lot of hassles. When you live in a town or or the city, there's a lot of rules and restrictions on what you can and cannot do, and especially the bigger towns. Like the town that I lived in before I moved up here was the town of Greece, New York, okay? You could not have a wind turbine. You could not do that in there because it was considered an eyesore. It would bother the neighbors and everything else. So those were definite issues with those type of things. But when you get farther out and you get away from suburbia and you're more isolated, there's a lot more freedoms. And that's a really, really attractive thing. And that's what I encourage people to do. Prepper Chris 1, I agree with Ed. These moves were HMMH. Or MHM. Sometimes, Chris, I have no idea what you're talking about. I love you to death, man, but sometimes it's right over the top. I have no idea what you're talking about. But anyway, again, with getting land, the further away from people you are, again, you have more freedoms, number one, and you're less likely to be attacked in a bad situation. If things collapse, if there's an economic collapse, the further out that you are, yeah, you might have to drive further to get to town to get supplies and that type of stuff, but it gives you that advantage. Again, I would recommend anybody, high elevation, having a water source available if you can. High ground is really, really important. Especially when it comes to flooding and everything else as well. It's really a really important thing to be as high as you possibly can, as far as elevation goes. Just work at it. That's the way. Get with a realtor that's willing to work with you too. I mean, that's what I did. What I did is I contacted a realtor. I said, "This is what I'm looking at. This is where I want to be. This is as far out as I want to go." Okay. Now I'm going to tell you what, if I had gone another half an hour further south of where I am and got out in the country even more, unbelievable amounts of land available and pretty cheap, but there's absolutely nothing there. Nothing, that's not always a bad thing. If you can, work for home or have your own based business, Prepper Chris 1 says buy ammo. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, ammo's getting scarce, guys. Ammo is getting scarce. It's very, very difficult right now to get anything. So, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. I actually have that book. Very, very good information in that book. Educate yourselves. That's another thing that I would encourage anybody to do. Get yourselves as educated as possible. So what do I mean by educated? Knowledge is power. And I've talked about this. I've talked about this a lot. Get those books. Get them in hardcover. It's going to help you in the long run, okay? The more knowledge that you have, the better position you put yourself in a post event. If you have the hardcover, it puts you in a position that's going to be really, really good for you. Hey, Amy W. I work for an assisted living facility here in Florida. We are still in quarantine for another 60 days at least. Wow. That does not surprise me at all. I wish you the best of luck with that. Thank you for that donation. I hope everything works out okay, and I hope you're being safe. So yeah, that's I'm gonna tell you what. And think about our elder population, guys, with this whole thing. For all these people that think that this is fake, here's what I challenge anybody that thinks this is fake. Anybody says that it's a psyop, that it's not real, go to those nursing homes. Go volunteer. Go help out. Get on the front lines because it's fake anyway. It's not real. So you can go in there and it's not going to affect you at all. That's what I would encourage. That's what I challenge. Anybody that says that this is fake, that is my challenge to you. Go and volunteer. Go to those hospitals. Obviously, you're not going to be able to go in. They're not going to allow it because it is a risk. It is real. Okay. But I would encourage you, if you feel that strongly that you think that it's fake, go volunteer. See what happens. That's what I would say. Plant-based homestead prepper. Hey Ed, thanks for the shout out. We are less than 100 away from 1,000. Okay, so we got to do it again, guys. Plant-based. Here we go. Plant-based homestead prepper. They need less than 100 more subscribers to get to 1,000. Once you get to 1,000 and you have 4,000 watch hours, then you can be monetized. Then they can do live streams. So please go show them some support. Give them some love from the Prepper Nurse One community and family. But yeah, so that's let's that's the beauty of what we have here, guys. And a lot of people don't get it. They really don't. We're a huge family, and if we can support each other and help each other out and work together, I think that's awesome. I really do. And I'm going to tell you what, and I've said this before, I'm going to say it again tonight really quickly. If my channel ever blows up and I become huge, and when I say huge, I'm like one of those guys that's got 500,000 subs, 1 million subs, I will be giving back to the prepper community like you have no idea. I absolutely will. I will go to smaller channels. I will go and do I think it will mutate, John? It already has mutated, and I think it will mutate more. Yes, I absolutely do think that, and it already has. But I plan on helping. I plan on giving back to my prepper community. People trying to go off grid, trying to do that, I plan on going. I plan on helping their channels, helping them with something that they need for that homestead. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm not going to give them money. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, what do you need? And if they need to have a well, or if they need to have solar, or whatever the case may be, we're going to make that happen. And that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be in that position down the road here that I can do that and help people, because that's what this is about, guys. This whole thing that we do as preppers, it's about helping. And I think the best way that we can support each other is to try to lift each other up and not tear each other down. And so that's my ultimate goal. And if I get there, if I get to that point, I absolutely will be doing that. Absolutely will. Because realistically, how much do I need? How much money do I need? So, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not flush with cash. I don't want you to think that I'm rolling in it. No, I am not. I'm like anybody else. I'm going month to month like everybody else is, trying to get things squared away, trying to work on projects and all that type of stuff. I mean, the money that comes in now, that goes to support the homestead. It helps for projects. That's where my money goes. You're not seeing me drive a Ferrari. So, that's, that, but again, it's just, I'm always going to be me. I'm always going to be a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy, no matter how much money I have. And I'm going to always remember where I came from. And it's because of you guys that's why I'm at where I'm at now. It's because of all of you for a lot of reasons. The support that you guys give me, the encouragement, it really drives me to want to be successful that way as well. To not disappoint, I guess is the right word, but also to encourage other people to do the same thing and show people that this has always been possible. And that's what I think that we all need to try to do. We need to support each other. And that's why I think networking with other preppers and other like-minded people is so important, because we're the ones, guys, we are truly the ones, when the time comes, we're going to be the rebuilders. And I want you to think about that. No power, grid down, nothing else, can't get nothing else. You're going to have what you have, and then you got to go from there. And there's going to be people that are going to come and try to take your stuff. There absolutely will be. I'm not going to lie and say they're not going to. They will, okay? But if you are prepared, it gives you a better fighting chance, okay? Being prepared is a smart thing. I've had people get on here and say, Oh, well, you're just subscribed to Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. He's at 938. Okay, we got to get him up to 1,000 if we can, guys. If we can get him up to 1,000, that would be awesome. So he's 62 away. But so anyway, be there. So I had people saying to me that, oh well, people, you're just making yourself a target. Well, yeah, of course you're a target. Anybody that knows you're prepping, you're always going to be a target. But I would rather be the guy sitting there with being able to help myself than being another victim. That's the biggest thing that I don't think some people get it. A lot of people, not all, a lot of people are too lazy to help themselves. Think about that, okay? Hey, Prepper Chris 1. Boss, does this mean we are the New World Order and Sting kits? Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, we'll be the New World Order, but in a good way. We would be the New World Order, but in a good way. We would not be looking to try to control people. We would be looking to help, encourage people, make our lives better. And I think that's important. It's not about just surviving. Remember that, guys. It's not about just surviving. Whatever the true horrible event that will eventually befall mankind, okay? Because there will be something. It could be this virus. It could be something else. Who knows? But whatever it may be, we don't want to just survive what happens. We want to flourish and we want to thrive. That's what we want to do. And we want to come out on the other side in a better position and be ready to help. That's what it's about too. It's not about just me, this is mine, and you can't have it. I'm not going to help you, and you didn't prepare, and it's your own fault. And that's not the right thinking. It really isn't. Now, can we help everybody? Absolutely not. We can't help everybody. No, we can't. But we're going to have to pick and choose who we want to help, which is going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be hard because you're going to have to turn people away that you would like to be able to help, but you're not going to be able to. And as my ex-wife used to say, can't save Maul Hasselhoff from Baywatch because he was a lifeguard. You can't save everybody. And I always said that always stuck with me. But if you can try to help people, you would be surprised how that will come back and pay dividends to you. And that's what it should be about. You should help because you want to, not because what's in it for you. That's my thinking on that. So I see we're at 1,000 people in the chat, guys, and we're at 424 on the thumbs up. Again, I would ask you guys to shoot me a thumbs up to show support for the channel. It helps with the algorithms. And I appreciate the support if you would do that. And again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Gigi, can you do a video on making a Faraday cage? Yeah, I could do that. I will definitely. I'll put that on the list. Okay. No guarantee when that'll come out, but I definitely will put that on the list of things to do. I definitely would like to turn my old battery room into a nice Faraday cage. So I will definitely, I will look to do that, and I want to show that on video, and so that you guys understand how and why and all that type of stuff. So, but I'll be the new Noah, two blondes, two brunettes, and two redheads. Oh my God, Tony, that's awesome. Well, you got to make sure you put it out there, Tony, what your specifications of what they have to look like too. 2 blondes, 2 brunettes, and 2 redheads. That's great, but you got to think about what you want them to look like as well. So, oh my God, Justin Rabbit, that would be a lot of work. Well, it's anything that's worthwhile is always a lot of work. That's the way I look at it. So, that's always the way I look at it. Plant-based homestead prepper. What would you recommend small channels to do to help grow the prepper community? Up to 959 now. Very cool. What I would, to help the prepper community, what you got to try to do in the beginning is try to really focus on, teaching as much as you possibly can. What do you have? What's your specialty? If it's growing or whatever the case may be. Hey, Asif, how are you tonight? Welcome. Some mutations may reduce the effectiveness of a vaccine. Same issue with antibodies to one strain may not protect against a mutated strain. again, there's some, and that's from a doctor, guys. So who's getting a tremendous amount of information as well. And he's not calling it fake. Imagine that. Thank you very much, Asif, for that as well, and I appreciate that. But again, going back to the other question, what I would, like I said, with people, what I would recommend if you have a smaller channel, stick to your strengths. Try to connect with people. That's really the important thing, you know, and just work at it. Don't give up. I'm going to tell you what, I could not tell you the number of channels that when I started out that were out there that were bigger than me, and they were going along great, and then they just go away after a while. People get burned out, you know, they get tired of it. They get, you know, and actually here's the biggest thing that I would, any small channel that's getting started out and getting going, you're probably already receiving some hate already. You really got to develop a thick skin, because there's always going to be people that hate you. There's always going to be people that are going to be critical of whatever you do, however you do it. There's always going to be those people, and they don't matter. They really, truly don't matter. They're jealous, number one. They wish they were doing what you were doing, but don't have the guts to do it. And some of those people are so miserably unhappy. The only thing that they know how to do is attack. You have a block button. You have a delete button for a reason on your channel. I didn't do it for a long time. I really didn't. And then I'm going to tell you what, it used to eat me up. And I would be like, what? Why do they hate me so much? But you just have to come to the conclusion, again, you're not going to make everybody happy. So you have to do you. Don't change who you are. Be you. Use that delete button. Use that block button very, very liberally, because there's a lot of jerks out there, and they're going to try to bring you down. They're going to try to discourage you. They want you to fail. And, you know, and I've seen a lot of channels go by the wayside that when I first got going, I looked up to, and I was like, you know, I looked at them for advice and talked to them and got things, and they just kind of gave up on it because of the hate or whatever the case may be. And, you know, and you never know what's going to happen with people. But, again, I have I'm trying to think the best way to say this. I am a stubborn PR, okay? So I am a very determined individual. So again, I ended up basically, they can say whatever they want to say. I block them, delete them, and I move on about my day. I laugh at some of the stuff, I'll be honest with you. Some of it's very entertaining, especially when somebody takes the time to write you paragraph after paragraph after paragraph and then email it to you telling you what a-hole you are. I find those the best. They're the very, very much entertaining. So, but you're always going to get that. Like I said, you're never going to make everybody happy. So small channel, stick to who you are, be true to yourself, be honest. That would be another thing that I would encourage any small channel. Always be honest. Don't lie. If you make a mistake, go ahead and show your mistakes, because people want to see. They want to see the successes. They also want to see the failures. You have to be honest about it. And that's, you know, that's so hopefully that helps. And there we are. So I'm going to do this now, guys, because we're already at 13 minutes after 9. We are Legion. We are a huge family. We are a huge network of people all over the world, all over this country. And again, that's why we are Legion. We are many. Okay. Where is everybody from tonight? Northeast Tennessee. We got London, Ohio, Brisbane, Australia, Ohio, Los Angeles, Montreal, Canada, West Virginia, upstate South Carolina, North Dakota, New Zealand, Atlanta, Wisconsin, Indiana, Northwest Ohio, Germantown, Maryland, North Georgia, Germany in the south. I'll tell you where my people are from in a minute. Buffalo, New York, the UK, the Bronx, New York, Florida, Buffalo, Thornton, Colorado, Southwest Indiana, Maryland, Georgia, Mulberry, Indiana, West Virginia, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Wisconsin, New Hampshire, Southern Maryland, UK again. We got Buffalo, New York again, Chicago, Illinois, fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I love Vegas. Vegas is a blast. Kentucky, New Jersey, Turkey, Texas, Virginia, Alabama, Quebec, up in Canada, Mobile, Alabama, Southern Maryland, Boston, Mass, Southwest Arkansas, Matumba, Canada, Pittsburgh, Ontario, Canada, Chicago, Illinois, Alabama again, New Jersey, Monroe, Michigan, Kentucky, New Hampshire. Guys, we're all over. We're all over the place. So my people on my grandmother's side were from the Black Forest of Germany. So we got Utah, Jamaica, Indianapolis. So yeah, we're all over, guys. Washington State, Ulster, New York, Apollo, Pennsylvania, Cape Cod, Alabama. So guys, we're all over the place. All over the country, all over the world. We are such a huge family and such a huge network. And I don't think you guys really, truly understand. And I'm always going to say this, and I'm going to tell you right now. If we connect and work together, there will be no stopping us as a community. Because you know what the best part of our community is? Everybody's not white. Everybody's not black. Everybody's not red. Everybody's not yellow. We are a huge mixture of all of these things. But we are a huge family. We really, truly are. Hey, plant-based homestead prepper. Thank you, Ed. We're at 973 in Virginia, by the way. Okay, guys, they're 27 away. If we could throw one more push toward them to get them over 1,000 subscribers, plant-based homestead prepper. Thank you very much for the donation. I'm glad you got a nice bump today there. And hopefully you can get over 1,000 here. That would be great. So let's get them over 1,000, guys. I would ask you to do that, please. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do that as well. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I appreciate that, showing support for the channel. Again, it also helps with the algorithms. So, and I like to see a good number of thumbs up too. I'm not going to lie. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators who tirelessly come in here every time, work hard, keeping the chat clean. I really appreciate you guys. You have no idea how much I do. Again, if you are a prayer, please pray for Mr. Rose and his daughter. They are in a hotel room right now recovering from the coronavirus. So please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Really, really important. What is my favorite fruit? Oh, my God. That would be a toss-up between peaches and cherries. Those would probably be my favorite fruits, is peaches and cherries. So, but again, thank you, moderators. You guys are awesome. I appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate all you guys being here, for the shows and stuff like that. We have great talks. You guys ask such great questions. Love the questions. Love the feedback. I think it's important. And again, I'm going to tell you what, I'm not against constructive criticism. I'm absolutely not against it. It's how you do it. Yeah, chocolate. Chocolate's my favorite fruit. There you go, Tony Draper. That's funny. But yeah, it's, I'm not against constructive criticism. And I'm going to tell you what, I've had many, many times that somebody has said something to me in a comment, especially like on my regular videos. This was wrong or that was wrong. You need to fix that, And guess what? I realized that I did something wrong and I went and I fixed it. And I came on my next video and said a great example would be the cherry trees. I had the canvas bag, the burlap bag, I left it on there and I buried them with that. People said, oh, no, that's, you shouldn't do that. So I went back and I took them out. I took them off because you know what? I'm going to listen. That's the best part about this. I help you, you help me. It works together. It's great. And I love that. Gina Cooper says pineapple. I like pineapple too, Gina. I'm not going to say I don't like pineapple. I like fruits in general, to be honest with you. So I absolutely like fruits in general. Well, anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here for now. We are, 3 tries tonight. So it happens. What are you going to do? But so thank you all for sticking around. I appreciate that. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. A lot of people lose sight of that. They don't realize how important it is that we really truly are all in this together. We are a huge, huge family. And again, if we work together, there is no stopping us. There really isn't. So anyway, guys, remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. All right. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that's going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Work methodically at whatever you're trying to do. It doesn't have to be prepping. It doesn't have to be living off grid. It's whatever you're striving to do. Follow your dreams. Follow your heart. Don't listen to the negativity. Negative people want to bring you down because they're miserable and they're unhappy. Choose to be happy. It is an absolute choice. It really, truly is, okay? Once again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I will see you all tomorrow, guys. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.